Mystery of the Screaming Mummy Unraveled. The Macabre Discovery. A new study has finally shed light on the mystery of the Screaming Mummy, an archaeological discovery that has aroused curiosity and disquiet since its discovery in 1935. The mummy, found in a tomb near Luxor, had a grimace on its face that seemed to evoke a cry of pain. Here is what researchers, who used advanced technology to analyze the remains and unlock the secrets behind this enigmatic figure, discovered. The discovery and early hypotheses. But let's take a step back before we get to the most recent discoveries. In 1935, an expedition from the Metropolitan Museum in New York discovered the tomb of the Screaming Mummy at Deir el-Bahari, near Luxor, ancient Thebes. The tomb in which the mummy was found was that of Senmut, an architect and supervisor of royal works and probable lover of Queen Hatshepsut, who lived between 1479 and 1458 BCE. The coffin of the Screaming Mummy was discovered in a separate burial chamber intended for Senmut's mother and other unknown relatives. The mummy was kept until 1998 at the Qasr al-Aini School of Medicine in Cairo, and later transferred to the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. The mummy, an Egyptian woman who lived about 3,500 years ago, was lying in a wooden coffin with a black wig on her head, silver and gold scarab rings on her fingers, and her mouth open in a grimace that looked like a cry. Archaeologists were struck by the eerie expression on the mummy's face, speculating that it might be due to poor embalming. A hypothesis also supported by the fact that many internal organs, contrary to the customs of the time, had not been removed. The Screaming Mummy died screaming in pain. The discovery, 89 years after the discovery, the Screaming Mummy, among the most interesting ancient Egyptian mummies, has been the subject of a detailed study published in Frontiers in Medicine. Study author Sahar Salim, a professor in radiology at Cairo University's Qasr al-Aini Hospital, together with colleague Samia El-Merghani, conducted an in-depth analysis using advanced technologies such as computed tomography CT, scanning electron microscopy, Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, and X-ray diffraction, XRD. Using these ultramodern instruments, it was discovered that the woman suffered from arthritis and had undergone dental procedures. The CT scan made it possible to estimate that the mummy was about 1 meter 54 centimeters tall and that she died around the age of 48. Professor Salim explained that the mummy's facial expression could be due to cadaveric spasm, a rare form of muscle stiffening that occurs in cases of violent death or extreme physical and emotional conditions. Another extremely interesting aspect that has emerged from the recent studies concerns the materials used to preserve the body, which were in fact precious. The hypothesis of poor embalming further lost credibility. Even the woman's natural hair had been treated with precious substances such as henna and juniper, and her wig was made of date palm fibers, reinforced with quartz crystals, magnetite and albite. The presence of juniper and frankincense, probably imported from the eastern Mediterranean and eastern or southern Africa, also confirms the existence of a trade in embalming substances in ancient Egypt. New hypotheses about the Screaming Mummy. The discoveries have corrected some old hypotheses. As we noted, the mouth left open and the failure to remove internal organs were not due to poor mummification or negligence on the part of the embalmers, as previously believed. On the contrary, analyses have shown that the embalming was of high quality and that the mummy's facial expression was not due to a mistake, but rather to a cadaveric spasm related to a violent and painful death. Although the latest research has allowed experts to disprove some beliefs and better understand the circumstances that led to the woman being mummified with her mouth open, many questions remain unanswered, starting with her identity and the causes of her death. A mystery that experts and enthusiasts will continue to wonder about, like that of the unexplained mummies in Colombia.